Hey everybody, James here from All American Guardian. Okay, so yesterday we talked about the three things you need for a website. One is a domain name, number two is hosting, and number three is the actual content or the code for your website. Today I'm just going to talk about domain names real quick. Where do you go to buy a domain name? You need to go to a registrar. I can't even say the word right. Registrar. So a domain name registrar is like GoDaddy, Namecheap, what are Wild West domains? Can't think of some of the others right now. There's a bunch of them out there. I think domain.com is one of the places. I highly suggest that you go to Namecheap. Okay, it's very reliable. Millions of people use Namecheap. A lot of people in the internet marketing industry who buy dozens and dozens of domains use Namecheap. I've been using Namecheap for years now, no problems whatsoever. Customer service is good. I don't know anything about their hosting. They do offer hosting, however, I don't know anything about it because I haven't used it, so I can't recommend their hosting. Honestly. But the domain name service is great. So it's what the main difference between GoDaddy and Namecheap that I found. Well, one, the interface is much simpler to use. So using Namecheap is actually just a lot easier. But number two is it's a lot less expensive. Whenever I would initially buy a domain from GoDaddy, I could maybe get it. I could find a coupon or something and get it for about $10 for the first year, maybe somewhere around $10. But when it would renew, and it would renew the WhoisGuard or whatever that's on there, which we'll talk about in a second. I mean, my renewals on my domains were like $20. I think I've seen one for like $21, which it's not a lot of money, but when it should only be like $10, it's double what it should be. So over at Namecheap, I usually can get a domain for about $8, and this is a .com. Okay, some of the other domains are cheaper that we talked about that have the different TLD, the different ending. .nets, .orgs, .biz. There's some of them out there that are like 88 cents. I would just stay away from those. There's even free ones that you can get. I think they're a .pk or something like that, .kp, something similar to that. Which I would only use those for some type of testing purposes, where you were just trying to install, WordPress, or you were using it for a temporary site that was just for a one-time event, where you were just going to drive some people to it and you didn't feel like spending the money on the domain. But as far as like ranking goes, for search engine optimization or for any type of long-term business website, I would not recommend using any of those free domains or the really cheap ones. Just go ahead and get a .com. But with Namecheap, I can usually find a coupon, get the domain for about $8, get the WhoisGuard for free, and then the next year, not pay more than about $10, sometimes even less, $8, $9 to renew with a coupon. So where do you get these coupons? You can search around the internet and just type in Namecheap coupons, and you can find some coupons. You may have to use, try out several of them before you find one that works. Or you can do something that's really easy and kind of hands-free, is if you use the Google Chrome web browser, you can install a Chrome extension called Honey, just like honey that you eat, that bears like. Honey's from bees. Honey. It's called the Honey extension. And what it does is it searches when you go to a checkout page, not just for Namecheap, but for a lot of online vendors. When you go to the checkout page to actually make your purchase, it just searches through all of these places online. I don't know what type of database they have, but it will find the best coupon that will be applicable to your purchase. And so it can really knock off several dollars. So I highly recommend the Honey Chrome extension to find some good deals. When it comes to the WhoisGuard, okay, so when you buy a domain name, there's something almost kind of like how you used to be able to look up people in the phone book, or right now, you can go online to like True People Search, and you can put in someone's name and find their address, find phone numbers, email addresses, all kinds of public information about them. there's similar information when you purchase a website, when you purchase a domain name. It'll have your address, it'll have your name, your email that you use to sign up, all this information. And if you're trying to keep, some bit of privacy, and you don't have like company information to put in there, you're putting your own personal address and all this stuff into the areas where you purchase the domain when you sign up, I would get the WhoisGuard. Okay, it's free on Namecheap for the first year, and like I said, when you use a coupon the next time around when you renew, it's still pretty cheap. I think it's like $2 for the whole year to get that little added protection so that you keep all of your information private. So I highly recommend that. And I believe it's called the WhoisGuard on Namecheap. Every different registrar calls it something different, but basically it just protects your privacy. I think GoDaddy, when you renew, I think when you sign up they give it to you for free or really cheap, but when you renew, I think that's what makes it so expensive, because the domain will be like 10 or 12 bucks, and then the WhoisGuard will be like another $8. So it adds up really quick. What else was I going to tell you? Okay, choosing a domain name. So when you go to choose a domain name, you really want to keep it something very applicable to your business name. Okay, so your exact business name if possible. We used an example of Main Street Bakery. So if you're a Main Street Bakery and mainstreetbakery.com is not available, then you may have to do something like, say your Main Street Bakery locations are in Texas. You may have to do mainstreetbakerytx.com. Or you may do something like My Main Street Bakery or The Main Street Bakery. You may have to get a little bit unique and a little bit creative, but you can find good .coms that are descriptive of your business. Like I said, my wife's business has Just Got Nailed. It was not available. We had to use IJustGotNailed.com. So you can do it. Also, you want to keep your name, I would say, to 3 words or less, your .com. You don't want them to get too wordy, okay? Even my business, I think it's a little bit too wordy. I came up with All American Guardian. AllAmericanGuardian.com was available. I purchased it. I didn't really think much about it, but it is a little bit of a long name. However, I'm just sticking with it. But like I said, I would not recommend going over 3 words for your domain name. Try not to use too many weird spellings, because people are not going to remember that. That was one thing with mine, is that I knew a lot of people, the phrase All-American is used for lots of different things. All-American baseball, All-American athlete, All-American this, All-American that. So that's not that hard to remember. And what my business does is protects websites from crashing, from hackers. If they do crash, we provide backup copies and reinstall everything for you. So that's where the name Guardian came from. So All American Guardian, that's the name of my business. AllAmericanGuardian.com was available, so that's what I purchased. But anyway, you want to keep it as short and sweet as possible, and you want to use a .com. I highly recommend Namecheap. Can't think of any other good pointers right now. I think that pretty much sums it up. We've been going almost 10 minutes now, so I'm going to cut it short here. If you have any questions, make sure and put them in the comments below, whether you're on my website or on YouTube. And also click the bell icon so that you're notified of any new videos I put out. And please hit the subscribe button, and can't wait to hear from you guys. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks, guys.